Schalke. Oh, they've done it! Simon Terodde, an instant hero! Can you believe it? Plenty attacking! No! The comeback is complete! A stunning second half from Schalke!
Blau und weiß sein Leben lang. Herzlich willkommen zurück auf Schalke America, your number one source for the Knappen-Schmiede here, our dedicated podcast only to the Knappen-Schmiede. They're the only team that seems to be winning at the moment, so no, I jest. You are the only English Schalke podcast worldwide. I am solo tonight. My voice is a little off tonight. Both Jack and I are sick as a dog. I'm recovering, so my voice is a little bit better at the moment, and I'm better able to come out here. But we had a couple days of fester, couple days to let that anger simmer. Really hasn't simmered, has it? It hasn't. It hasn't. So we just got to get it stuff off our chest. We can't go the entire international break without saying something. So we'll do it tonight. We'll end it on a little Knappen-Schmiede note too, because let's end it on positivity. We're on the international break as well. But my goodness, I'm thinking both Jack and I are sick because of what Schalke are doing to us, right? That's not good for our bodies or for our health or for our mind. But hey, this is why we love the club, right? Back to the Depression Therapy Podcast. I love it. It's not a Blues Monday. It's a Blues Wednesday. It's just gonna be a therapy session. It is. We got a episode 200 coming up next. Maybe we do a therapy session for that, huh? I think we need it at this point, and we'll have a group therapy session or something. But let's get that game out of the way. It was a heartburn. I still got heartburn from that game. We have to talk about it. But looking at the lineups, we were the hosts. Oh, we weren't the hosts, but man, it doesn't matter. A team like Wiesbaden, we said going into the game that we should get a win, and at least go into the international break. Not in the greatest of form, but at least we have a win and we can kind of regroup. Didn't do that, did we? We looked okay for most of the game, and then we'll get to that. Look at the lineups. First for Wiesbaden, Stritzel in goal with Fechner, Matthijssen, and McCartons in the back. Mokenhaupt, Jakobsen, Heuser, and Riebel in the midfield with Jonjic and Froese with Pertain in the top. Wasn't too worried about this team coming to this game. Looking at our lineup, I felt confident in the game, but again, how we've been playing has not been the best of ball, has it? Fairly standard lineup for our team. Nothing really too surprising here. Muller obviously in goal. Brunner back in the right with Baumgartel, Kaminski. We did sign Kalash in the defense, but he would not get featured in this game. Thomas Oyan on the left. Midfield three of Seguin, Templeman, and Odraogo. And up top, you had more insertion of Tobias Moore with Terodde and Kozuki. That's a really surprised by Kozuki because I think our options are limited. More surprised by Moore. Interesting insertion there for Thomas Reis. I was already questioning his starting 11 when I saw Tobias Moore. However, he would end up paying off towards the end of the game. This game was certainly an interesting one. Statistics will say we had the better of the play. Overall, looking at this game, 5 on target for us. They had 3. Of course, a lot of those 3 probably came towards the end of the game. They really had one opportunity in the first half. Really weren't doing anything effectively until we let them play. At the end, we kind of gave up, it seemed like. Possession 50-50, but again, it was closer than expected. I mean, corners, we had the advantage 7-3. Surprisingly, Thomas Oyan had our most shots on the team in this game, which I don't know if it's a good thing or bad thing. We did see Merkin get his debut for the club. He came on in relief, as did Latza, Polter, Kiki Top. We got to see who I thought was impressive, Matriciani. But John Merkin, interesting performance. He had a bittersweet game, I would say. Bittersweet game. But yeah, 0-0 at halftime. We were looking okay. I wanted a goal just to get things going. And it finally came in the 54th minute. Thomas Muller, Marius Muller with a wonderful clearance over the top. misses Tarota and whoever the defender was marking him, falls to Tobias Moore. Tobias Moore calmly heads it back to Ouedraogo, who was heads up, sees Merkin on the left-hand side at this point, who had come into the game, feeds it over to him, who quickly crosses back into the middle, finds Tobias Moore in the middle, puts it away nicely. Well done by Moore. Excellent finish there. We had some chances prior to that. I as the game was ticking on, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, 0-0 for this long time, and we're not going to get this, are we? But Tobias Moore scored a goal, and I thought, okay, the floodgates would open at this point. Lovely goal again. I guess it was beautiful passing. Mueller gets credit for the heads-up play, clearing it deep, and then Tobias Moore dropping it off for Ouedraogo. Can't say more enough about Ouedraogo with the heads up there. And then Merkin did what you want to do from the left-hand side. You want to give the striker, give the person who's in the box a chance to score a goal. He did that. Tobias Moore put it away. Happy at that point. I'm like, if Tobias Moore is going to score, we're going to win this game. And we looked in control for 80 minutes, 75, 80 minutes. And then for whatever the hell reason, we just stopped playing. We decided that we were going to park the bus when we have no team absolute at all that's capable of parking the bus. We have one of the worst defenses in the Zweite Liga, giving up, 8-9 goals so far this year. And we thought we could defend for the last 10 minutes. So what the hell is Reis thinking? You brought in Matriciani, and I forget what minute he came on. But and what sucks about this too, right? They had more chances than I'd like, for sure. Mueller came up with some big saves. And then we had this moment of clarity where we got some things moving on the offensive side. 5 minutes to go in the game. Kiki Tabu came in, and I really like Kiki Tabu when he came in. I thought when he got included into the game, he and Ouedraogo started kind of picked up where Ouedraogo was, looking decent from the beginning, and then Kiki Top came on, and I thought he looks good with Sebastian Polter up top. It was a second striker, but playing a little bit more on the wing there, and he set up Danny Latza right into the box. Latza comes in the box, takes a shot. 9 out of 10 players in that situation would go far post, and at least you go far post, you give yourself a chance that if the goalkeeper saves it, it bounces to whoever's in the middle, which would be Sebastian Polter and maybe a couple other players there, and there's a chance for a rebound. Latza saw an opening on the shorthand side, went for it. He beat the goalkeeper, hit the freaking post. And you knew at that point, this is how the football gods work, right? You fail on one end, it goes back the other way, and they score a goal. Now, it didn't happen right away, but Latza and Schalke and Reis ruled that miss. And I think it was in the 8th minute of stoppage time, which stoppage time felt forever. And it was. 8 minutes of stoppage time where the goal happened, where Merkin, for all the good he did on the opening goal for us, the only goal for us, setting up Tobias Moore, really lazy when he coming back, and did not mark his man. His man beat him clean, past the ball. Thomas Oweon slacking as well. He was pointing at Durkin, like, oh, you have to go mark him, but like, he wasn't back checking at all. He wasn't backtracking at all, not coming to the box to help out. As you expect, Kaminsky on that play drifts over to try to stop the player who just beat Durkin, leaving his guy exposed. That's the guy Thomas Oweon probably should have marked, and the cross comes in. Gets cut back. The guy takes a shot. The guy Oweon probably should have had. Goes past every Matriciani. Goal line clearance. Unfortunately, bounces right off the freaking Wiesbaden player into the goal. He was literally standing on the doorstep. Easiest goal he'll score in his life. 1-1 at the death. That's a gut punch. And I don't know where to. I'm going to try to not curse in this episode, even though in the Discord we were chatting how maybe we'd exchange some curse words in different languages here, right? Feel free to say it in the chat tonight if you want to. I'm going to try to keep it civil for the most part here, but I don't understand what the hell Thomas Reis was doing in the last 10 minutes of the game. You were in complete control of the game. You keep doing what you're doing. And I know majority of the time in games where you just want to see it out, and I understand the tendency to drop back, play more defensive, and see the game out. But Schalke, we don't have a defense that can play that kind of football. We've not shown it once in the last, how many years? Probably since the last summer in Zweite Liga. We don't have a defense that can do this. We certainly didn't do it last year, and we can't do it this year. We've given up 1 million goals this year. Looking at the table, we've given up goals against. Where are we? 9 goals against this year. 9 goals against. What makes Reis think that we can defend the ball with that much time to go. What? uh, yeah. What the hell was Thomas Reis thinking? Yeah, I got I got a great defense. I got a great Zweite defense, and I could do this. If he had the defense from 2 years ago with Itakura, Malik Chow, a better version of Thomas Owayan, and who the hell was playing right wing at that time? Yeah, we could probably do it, right? With the midfield that we had as well. But we didn't. We don't have those defenders, and we have been leaking goals. We can't stop a team play, can't stop direct play, we can't stop the runners, can't do anything. So I don't know what the hell thought was going through his process. Maybe he said if I just pack the box with all our players, we'd stop something. But they weren't doing even that. They weren't even coming back on the play. We were being lazy defensively. And those last 10 minutes was the undoing of the club and in that game, at least. I'm not saying overall. And they get a freaking equalizer in a game that they had no right to get a point in. And so now we sit there with egg on our face with a draw. And like I said at the top of the show, is that if we win into the international break with a win, we won't be feeling great. But we'd be sitting on 6 points instead of 4. And it's still in the same place that we are now. But actually, we would have been ahead of Wiesbaden. But actually, yeah. But still, you felt a lot better yourself. 6 points after 5 games, going to the national break with a win, and you can kind of regrouping, and the vibes are feeling okay. Now you're going in. Excuse me. With those strings of results, I mean, like we had just come off a game where we played terribly against Holstein Kiel, lost 2-0 there. Eintracht Braunschweig lost there, and this game felt like a loss. I mean, it seems like forever and a decade ago that we beat Kaiserslautern 3-0. Right, we had a DP Pokal match where we looked okay against Eintracht on the doubleheader in the league. They even had a red card. We still lost that game, 1-0. And then Holstein Kiel was just terrible from the onset. Didn't look. I mean, looked improved. And Thomas Reis went out and said, like, "Oh yeah, we look like a changed team." Yeah, for 80 minutes. It's a 90-minute game, 100 minutes in this case. And you decide to go all out defense. I hope the hell he learned from that mistake. I mean, this team is defensively is not built to withstand that kind of pressure, any kind of pressure. And so it's infuriating. We got a friendly against Ulm coming up here on Friday. Let's work on some attack because we got Magdeburg coming up. Magdeburg just won their game against who the hell they played. Was it Hertha or somebody? They won 6-4, 7-4, something like that. They might score 9 goals against us if we play the way we played the last 10 minutes against Wiesbaden. Magdeburg have firepower. St. Pauli's right after them. Paderborn's right after them. Hertha Berlin's right after them. We got a little bit of a gauntlet coming up here. We need to figure something out. Thomas Reis needs to figure things out, not us. We're not out there in practice to see what the team is doing. And I don't know. People are asking. You see the questions. Reis raus. Is it time for Thomas Reis to go? Has he lost the team? What do you think? Let us know in the chat. Let us know in the comments when you listen to the podcast. Tweet us, whatever, anywhere across social media. I'm curious what your thoughts are. Is it time for Thomas Reis to go? I think Jack would agree with me in the sense that no, it's not yet. Let's not panic just yet. Let's not panic. It's 5 games into the season. The unfortunate part is we are 9 points behind Hamburg at the moment, who are in first, 8 points behind Kiel, 7 points behind Magdeburg. We are already in the hole. We got to play near perfect ball the rest of the way out just to be in the mix for promotion. And granted, it can happen. This is Fight the League. It's a crazy league. David says, by the way, since you mentioned the youth setup, our U17s, U19s, and even the second team played attractive brand of football with some great talents. 11 youth nationals is insane, even on a European comparison. Yeah. The youngins are getting it done. We'll talk a little bit about them here at the end of the podcast. Because we want to end on some positivity. But yeah, the youth team are doing well. I mean, they just won their first round of the Pokal Junior and the Junior Pokal 7-2, something like that. So yeah, the youngsters are playing the brand of football we want. I think this team can play. I don't know what the hell is going on with the team right now. I don't know if it's just it's a purple patch or what the heck's going on with the team, but we are not playing well. We did improve. I will agree with Rice. We looked better against Wiesbaden than we did against Kiel, right? There's only one way to go from shit is go up, right? But yeah, I don't know what it is. And did that Karaman injury hurt more than we thought it was going to hurt? we'll see. Um, Speaking of him, there was an update on that. Andreas Ernst put out some updates. So it looks like Keenan Karaman suffered a torn muscle and won't be ready until October at the earliest. Looks like Dominic Drexler is in training once again, and Brian Lastman, another player who I think we need big time at the moment because we're lacking in the scoring department. He should be coming up, getting ready to be fit soon as well. So we'll see. It's just perplexing. I mean, clearly we don't have the defense to do what we did there at the end of the game. There, we better not be doing it anymore. We just cannot. I don't care. I don't care for got a red card. Play freaking offensive football and keep the ball, keep possession, keep. As long as you have the ball, they're not going to have possession, especially in that game against Wiesbaden. It's not like they were creating dangerous opportunities throughout the game. They barely did anything in that game. Mueller had a couple saves, but if you kept possession, see the game out the way you were playing the first 80 minutes, it's over 1-0, maybe 2-0, because the team was starting to cook there with Kiki Top at the end and Latza. They're starting to create some opportunities. And even Poulter looked hungry there, but yeah, they deviated, and hopefully we learn our lesson, because going forward, it's going to have to be one. We have to figure out how the midfielders are going to help. Maybe we need the two holding midfielders to kind of help that back four, because that back four can't stop anything at the moment. They struggle on the defensive. They struggle on the direct play. They struggle on catching runners. They struggle on the crosses. They're struggling on many things, many facets of the game. So the offense might have to hurt a little bit, but I'd rather have some stability, and then hopefully, some of these guys like Ouedraogo, Kiki Top, even Toronto, if he gets a chance to poach, but somebody has to come up and step up and help this offense get a goal or an opportunity at least. The set pieces I have faith in, but we got to earn them. We got to get down there. Ouedraogo looked like a man possessed, and he was creating fouls. So keep feeding him the ball. If he's a hot hand, keep feeding him the balls. If Kazuki can find his legs, Kazuki did not look that great in that game, to be honest, for me. Let me know if you think otherwise, but I'm not impressed by Kiki Top at the Kiki Top. by Kazuki at the moment. And I don't know if it's just like, I don't know, maybe it's a mental thing at the moment, but it didn't seem like he was all there offensively. Again, Ouedraogo looking really good. He's looking better than a box to box, honestly. Yeah, Eric says transition is their biggest weakness, and I think two holding midfielders would help in that regard, because you're helping out the defense, and you got two guys now who can help, pass the ball up. Getting Schallenberg back from the red card. Is it 2 games or 1 game for suspension? We'll see. But having two guys in that holding midfield role will help, hopefully, in that transition game. One of those guys get it to Ouedraogo, and it should one of the two holding midfielders should not be Ouedraogo. It shouldn't. One of those two holding two midfielders needs to get it to Ouedraogo, who's playing more of the attacking role. I think it should be, so then he can transition up the pitch and find the other players around him. But it's not the ideal situation to be going into this international break, and it's infuriating at the moment. And like I said, I'm trying not to curse. I really am. But feel free to send some tweets there or some chats and some messages in the chat with your curse words of choice in the language of your choice as well. So, oh man, it's just. I'm trying to. Let me try to move on to something else, something more a little bit more positive. Sven Larsen, Soren Larsen, thinking of the player there. Soren Larsen, 42nd birthday yesterday. Was it today? I guess. 14 hours ago. Yeah. So his birthday, him. We could use him at the moment, couldn't we? We seriously could use him. Let's see. Look at some news. Look at some practice. Yeah, drive me crazy. Someone in the chat, David mentioned all the youngsters that get called up, including a guy who's on the first team at the moment, Youssef Kabadia. He got his call up to the U20s, so good for him. Nice to see that. Hopefully he gets more experience there and brings it back to the team and helps us there. So excited to see what he can blossom into. He's young. I didn't realize how young he was, but yeah, he's 20. I think he's 20 years old only. So looking at what else here. Yeah, it's nice that Merkin got his first assist. That was a nice feel-good moment, but it kind of gets wiped out, honestly, for the lack of defensive responsibility that he had on that own goal, on the goal that they scored to equalize. And Thomas Owen is not without blame. He was probably just as at fault for not coming back and helping out, because you knew that tradition Kaminsky would have to step over because that guy was coming on the, by himself with no one on him. But yeah, here we go. Let's see what else in the news. I'll talk about that in a second. I think we mentioned this last podcast. We certainly could use this guy now. But center back Thomas Kalash joins Schalke. He'll be number 26. Hopefully he's ready in the near future because it seems like Baumgartel and Kaminsky ain't it. It's not it. It's not. So hopefully he can provide something here for Schalke. So we'll see. We certainly need the defensive help. No doubt about it. Looking here at some of my notes. Look at the table. Let's look at the table. Currently, we are 12th position. And I mentioned how many points we are behind the leaders at the moment. 7 goals for, 9 against. We just got to stop defense. I mean, there's only 1, 2, 3 teams, or 4 teams that have worse goals. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 teams that actually have worse defenses than us. But still, that's not an excuse. We need to stop. We need to have one of the best defenses in the league. When we were 2 years ago in this fight to league, we had one of the best defenses in the league. And when Thomas Reis took over for last year for Wagner, we had one of the best defenses in the league. And all of a sudden, we can't put it together. And Jack and I had this worry, and we had this worry 2 years ago, but also this year as well. You have such an influx of players, so many new players. How are they going to gel together? Right now, it doesn't seem like it's working. They need to find a way. They need to go on bond somewhere. I don't know. They got to figure things out. I think the team is capable of winning. I don't know if they're going to be able to get promoted, but we'll see. They got to get in a hot run, right? Our team 2 years ago with that talented team we had in the Zweite Liga last time, it wasn't until a 6, 7, 8 game run at the end of the season where we eventually got the promotion. So I mean, it tells you we gotta bring it because this is a difficult year, and teams are off to a flying start. Hamburg is just flying, 13 goals for, 5 against. Magdeburg 13 goals for, 8 against. They're the 2 best highest scoring teams in the league. The good news is they give up 8 goals, so they're going to give up goals. Like I said, last game was 6-4. It could be a similar scoreline against them, but they'll probably have the 6. We need to figure something out. We need to stop. We need to watch some tape of the opposition as well. I think it's how do we all see this, what's going on with the other teams, and know what the strengths are and how to stop them. And we're not doing this. We're not translating this on a pitch. I don't know if it's the players. I don't know if it's the coach. I don't know. Maybe it's this rough patch, like I said. But when those injuries, we start getting guys back, hopefully it's for the better. Hopefully it's for the better. Let's see. What else do I want to talk about here? Let's go to what else is Schalke talking about here? There's something on the website I had. I had the website up here in a second. Here we go. All right, so more stuff about the game. I mean, I'm happy for Moore that Moore scored the goal. But playing the friendly against Ulm on Friday, like I said, they're in the 3rd division. The game will be at looks like 6:30 European time, so that's about midday game for us. 12:30 here in the Eastern United States. 11:30 Chicago land time. But yeah, the positive thing here we can look at is the Knabenschmiede. The youth academy is doing very well. The Knabenschmiede is currently 8th in the Regionalliga. Doing okay. 14 goals for, 13 goals against. They've been on a little bit of a good spell lately. They won the other day. What they win? 3-0 against Rodinghausen. Alemannia Aachen, they drew 0-0. They beat Gladbach, second team, 6-3, which is a good result there. So they've been on better form lately. They had struggled to start the season, much like the senior team did, right? But the youth academy is doing much better at the moment. Where is my page that I wanted to use? There it is. All right, so let me pull this up. Does it have there it is. That's what I wanted to show. Boom, 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 boom. So yeah, they won 7-2 in the Pokal, the junior Pokal. Getting the first round victory there. You see all the goal scorers there. They're playing football. They're playing attractive football. All these youth teams are playing attractive at the moment, and you love seeing it. Just got to find a way for those guys to translate into the senior team. Kiki Top is right on the verge now of making a name for himself on this team. I thought he did very well against Wiesbaden. I'd like to see more minutes for him. See what he can do. He seems very smooth on the ball, good transition, got a nose for goal, got a nose for the assist as well. He's got good vision. Lots of really should put that ball away there, but I thought he looked good next to a guy like Polter or a similar guy would be Simon Terota. but he's a good complement. He's not. We have so many strikers that are similar in build and everything. Right, Tarota, Polter, Karaman, they're all like similar type players. So it's good to have a guy like Kiki Top who is a little bit more versatile, a little bit more pacier, has a skill set obviously, and has a vision. And linking him and linking up with Ouedraogo, if Kozuki can step up or somebody else can step up, last may come back. Maybe we can start cooking offensively, but the defense is what worries me. And as Eric pointed out, the transition game is hurting at the moment. Looking what else. Let's see. Look at the results that they had. U17s played a friendly against FC Twente. They're U18s, and they won 4-1 in the friendly. We had two goals from Vasic, and Yarko had a goal, and as well as Vozar. It's a good result there for the U17s. U19s not as victorious in their friendly game, but they lost 2-0 to Mulheim, FC 97 Mulheim, 2-0 there. So yeah, it's a friendly. So hopefully Reis has learned his lesson and won't play the Krappenschmiede this time for the Testspiel, because that wasn't a good result, and that kind of domino affected the rest of the results for us, because it seemed like our momentum our confidence is gone after that game. And maybe it's pure coincidence. Maybe. But I don't know. You lose to some youngsters. I don't know, man. It's doesn't sit well with me. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, it's good for Knappenschmiede. We got to find a way to bond. I think that's the main thing with the senior team. There's some players that can ball. Are they going to be winning the league? I don't know. It's to be determined with this team that they have here. But I think they're good enough that they can compete for a freaking position, a promotion position. We'll see. But we got to figure it out quick. Got to find some way to defend here in the last what day is today? Today's 6. Next 10 days. We got Magdeburg on the horizon. And the game's at home, but we've seen the season home, away. It doesn't really matter. We're just not playing well. So you got to figure it out, at least here in the last 3-4 games. So rant over. Somewhat of rant, ramble, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, episode 200 coming up here on the horizon. Excited for that. Can't believe we've been doing this for 7 seasons now. So hey, there's my face. But yeah, it's we're not in a good position at the moment. Got to figure it out. Rice has got to figure it out. He's got to do better with substitutions. Maybe it's time for Lord Matriciani to get into the starting lineup. Maybe. I like Kaminsky, but he and Baumgartel can't figure it out for whatever the heckin' reason is. David says, in the U17, keep an eye on Tayan Exabasi and Simon in the U19. Blut Becker, yeah. Ihan, yeah, he scored a goal the other day, or today, yes, for that matter. Yeah, U19 is stacked. It's good to see that we have some talent now in the youth team. I feel like it's been a while, right? But hopefully they can continue to build their confidence and then get a chance, an opportunity with the senior team. Because if these results keep happening with the senior team, then why the hell are they playing? Right? Eric says, if we are within 6 points at the 26th game day, we'll have a decent chance. Yeah, I agree about that. We have to be in a puncher's chance. And actually, I want to see the schedule at the end of the season, because we did this last year, right? And we said we saw what the end of the Bundesliga season was like, and we're like, son of a gun, we're gonna have to give ourselves some cushion. We didn't. But look at the end of our schedule here. Let's see. So the last, how far do we go? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll start with Hertha Berlin. So Hertha Berlin is on March 16th. Karlsruhe, okay, not bad. Hanover 96, not bad on April 6th. We play our friends at Nuremberg on April 11th. Elversberg on the 20th, and then we got Dusseldorf. They're top of the table at the moment. Osnabrück, which is good. They're towards the bottom, and they probably will be for the rest of the season. Hansa Rostock, and then the last game is Greuther Fürth. So 6 points in match day 26. Is that I think that it might be the day we play Hertha Berlin. Need to get a win that game, right? For sure. But we need to get some results here. So season by not done by any stretch. I'm not in the Thomas Rouse bandwagon yet. I think I can safely say Jack is not as well. So we'll see. We'll see where we're at. But I Rice has got to figure it out. Rice has got to figure it out. And I don't even think I'm at a place. I mean, we're at the Winterpause and we're at the languishing at the bottom of the table. Let's talk. But until then, we got some winnable games. We have a little bit of a gauntlet coming up after the break. But again, we got those teams that we play end of the season. Those are the same teams we'll play right after this gauntlet. So here, if we can get good results against them and build it for the end of the season, we have a puncher's chance. And at least we're not playing Magdeburg, St. Pauli, Hamburg at the end of the season. We're playing them early on in the second half. So get those games out of the way and then focus on the teams we have to beat because, my goodness, we have to win. We have to win those games. We got to give ourselves a chance, a puncher's chance to get promoted. So we'll see. We'll see here. International break. What do you guys be watching during international break? Some the German team, gonna watch the youth team, see if they what they can do. Some of our youngsters can do in that. Let me know. I don't know. I'm just gonna be just enjoying a little bit of football, a little bit of everything, whatever's on TV. Had a little bit of a clickbait today. I saw a little article that said where you can watch, and this is for those who live in the States like Jack and I. It's like, well, where you can watch all Zweite Liga games. I'm like, oh, okay. Put it on, and it's just like, oh, ESPN Plus has selective Zweite Liga games. I'm like, you mother. But yeah, no, it's shout out to whoever was in the Discord that told me about what was that livetv.sx. It's a site I'd watch on my mobile phone. That's because it has a little bit better spam blockers there. But you better have a good spam blocker if you're gonna watch this. Use this website. But you can watch the game. That's how I've been watching all the games so far. Trying to get Jack on that bandwagon as well. There, you gotta watch Schalke games by any means necessary. So hopefully the next games. Let's see if the next game is going to be on. When the next game is going to be on televised for Schalke here. Let's see here. Magdeburg game doesn't look like at the moment. You imagine St. Pauli will be, but it hasn't been announced just yet. Actually, none of them are announced right now. So we'll see. If ESPN was smart, they would put Magdeburg against Schalke on ESPN Plus and St. Pauli for sure. That was huge. That'll be a huge draw, but we'll see. We'll see. So I'm optimistic with Rice, but the optimism is starting to wane on me. So clearly, because I'm getting sick here and losing my voice here too. So probably a sign to end this podcast. No more ranting from me. Good luck to Kanapashmina going forward. We may have to pay more and more closer attention to you for those guys and some of the youth talent coming up because some exciting players potentially coming up here. So let's see what they can do. But yep. Hopefully, Jack, you feel better. I'll try to get better myself. Get my voice back. I've almost got it all back here. So enjoy the national break and get ready for a little bit of more drinking. That's what we are, Schalke fans, right? We drink. Schalke forces us to. So see your doctor in the international break. Make sure you're healthy enough to watch Schalke. But for everyone else, for Jack, for myself, for everyone, shout out to the Discord again. If you're not on it, join it. But we'll catch you guys soon. Enjoy your international break. Glück auf.